Hey guys, welcome back to this new video. So हम लोग का प्रोफेशनल कम्युनिकेशन सब्जेक्ट था कॉलेज में फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में. So we made a project video presentation की on the topic metaverse. So I thought why not show it to you guys and वीडियो के लास्ट में तुम लोग स्किप कर लो जो करना करो, लेकिन वीडियो के लास्ट में एक अनाउंसमेंट है, देख कर जाना, देखना हो तो. अच्छा, enjoy.
Imagine you meet your family members or your friends, but not really, rather in a virtual 3D world, one that is created artificially. You enter this world while you're sitting in your room using a special headset or glasses. Similarly, you're working or studying or shopping. You do almost all the things that you do in the real world, but not in the real world. Instead, in this virtual, artificially created world right from your room. How does it sound to you? To some, it might feel very cool, and to some, it's depressing. But the fact is that it is possible, and its virtual reality will become our reality one day. Good morning, everyone. Today, our team is having a group discussion on a surfacing topic, Metaverse. Recently, though, many companies tried to create their own virtual worlds and metaverses, but this word had been made popular again by Facebook. Facebook decided to change the name of their company to Meta, saying that they want to adopt the metaverse and they want to expand from being just a social media company to a metaverse company. Mark Zuckerberg defined the concept of metaverse in this manner. You're going to be able to do anything you can imagine of. Get together with your friends and family, work, learn, play, shop, create, as well as entirely new categories that don't really fit how we think about mobiles and computers today. First, let's see how metaverse is created. Various technologies are used here to actually create the metaverse.
The first is virtual reality. The technology already exists even today. Virtual reality (VR) is a stimulated experience that can be similar to or completely different from the real world. A person using virtual reality equipment is able to look around like the artificial world, move around it, and interact with virtual features or items like we do in real life.
The second point, augmented reality. It would mean that some artificial elements mixed with our real world. It wouldn't be a complete virtual reality. An excellent example of it is the Pokemon Go smartphone game. On it, you can use the smartphone to look at the real world around you. But when you look at it through the smartphone, you see the artificial Pokemons in there. It seems like they are mixed in the real world around you. Another good example of it is the Google Glass that used similar technology.
Third point is high-speed internet. Apart from this, having high-speed internet in the metaverse is also very essential. To create a huge virtual world, we would need to constantly upload and download a huge amount of data. For this, we would need extremely high internet speeds. That's why we would need 5G technology or something faster than that at some point of time.
Fourth is cryptocurrency. If a virtual world will be made, there need to be some currency in that world. Cryptocurrency is one of the solutions for this. It is a type of currency that does not exist in the physical form like paper money. If you want to buy some goods or property in the metaverse, then most probably we will use cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. These are not owned or issued by central governing agency. It is based on blockchain technology.
The next is blockchain technology. There is going to be a large number of transactions constantly in metaverse. They need to be kept secure. There will be threat of hackers, threat of data breaches too. To keep our data secure, blockchain technology should be used. Blockchain is a vast concept, but in short, it is a method of storing data in the form of blocks in decentralized servers. Data will have many copies in various decentralized servers around the world. It makes it difficult, nearly impossible to hack, cheat, to change the system.
Non-fungible token. Apart from it, if you want to buy land in the metaverse or some other property or any asset in the metaverse, how should that be accomplished? It can be accomplished through NFTs, that is non-fungible tokens. NFTs are tokens that exist on the blockchain and can prove the ownership of any digital asset. A NFT is a proof that you own something on the internet.
Web 3.0. Web 3.0 has a primary advantage. It enables decentralized blockchain protocol, enabling individuals to connect to an internet where they can own and be properly compensated for time and data. This is more advantageous than Web 1.0 or Web 2.0, where giant centralized companies own the majority of the profits.
Last and the eighth topic is computers and energy. All these technologies will after all run on a supercomputer or network of computers that will manage everything in the metaverse. So we need very high speed processors and servers too. These power hungry machines will also need large amounts of electricity. We need to rely on solar, nuclear, wind, or any other renewable form of energy to support the whole metaverse to avoid pollution on a vast scale.
These eight are few technologies that are essential to establish Metaverse on its base level. Now, our team members will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of Metaverse.
So first of all, why not look at some of the advantages of Metaverse? The first one is affordability of experiences. The Metaverse will radically increase the affordability of a wide range of experiences products, giving poor and middle class people access to the luxuries that are previously available only to the wealthy. This don't just make goods and services cheaper, it will also make people wealthier by making their labor more productive. Many jobs that are once available locally will now be available nationally or even globally because remote work will be much better than it currently is. It is well said that the poverty of opportunity is the biggest poverty that exists. There is so much wealth around the world, but if you don't know that what opportunity exists, then it does not exist at all. Think about how many people are making a living on internet today and how these jobs that don't exist a few years ago have surfaced up now. Metaverse is going to open up a lot of opportunity for the people in the exact same way. It is totally going to be a game changer in the future.
The second advantage is advanced real life experience. The metaverse will also introduce new possibilities that don't actually exist at all, even for the ultra wealthy. We can have a high quality virtual experience of traveling distant solar systems or the center of the earth, or past eras of human civilization after a few more years of rapid VR development. This will have more than mere entertainment value. If you are a medical student or a doctor, you can learn new techniques in surgery firsthand, practicing until you get it right. Or if you are studying earth science, you could swim through the Great Barrier Reef.
The third advantage, consumer can taste products before purchasing. One of the most talked about advantages of the metaverse is that it will allow the customers to experience products at the brick and mortar outlet without leaving their home with the help of headset. This experience allows the user to get first-hand experiences about the feel of the products and how they will bring value into their life. Every retail vendor will be able to engage with audiences all around the world and would be able to present their products without any restrictions.
Productivity. People are going to be productive in a world that is changing very fast. Automation and AI is taking up most of the jobs. Hundreds of jobs that existed a few hundred years ago don't exist now, and dozens of jobs which you couldn't even think of back then have surfaced up. Like, has anyone even imagined making money by posting videos on YouTube 20 years ago? And Metaverse is just a continuation of the transition that is happening where people don't have to spend days working hard in a farm just to feed themselves. The productivity of human species continue to rise every year, and Metaverse ensures that the trend continues. An article by USA Today in 2017 predicted that around 73 million jobs would be killed in the US by 2030. How are these people gonna survive? This is where Metaverse is gonna help.
Now let's come to some disadvantages of Metaverse. First is that it may erode human relationships. Yes, we know that the social media can be addictive for some people, and companies deliberately use algorithms to keep users on the platform engaged as long as possible for their profits. It's not too wild to assume that Metaverse will follow the same business model. Only this time it will nearly impossible to ignore. Living in such an environment that can provide you with constant stimulation and unlimited novel experiences would be so fascinating that you would be addicted. You will start using Metaverse as an escape from the real world. But the moment we take our VR headset, we will realize that the perfect me in the Metaverse is no more. And you start thinking of disabilities in your real life because you have lived a perfect life in Metaverse. This will completely break your self-esteem and have a high chance to separate you from the real world and its people. The main problem will arise when you replace the actual universe with this virtual metaverse, and this will surely lead to some serious mental issues.
The second disadvantage is prevailing and upcoming privacy issue and data theft. Social media platforms such as Facebook and YouTube have been riddled with controversies and criticism due to the security and privacy risks they pose to the public. Furthermore, these data have been collected, sold, and used for online advertisement. It is also worth mentioning that some companies behind them have failed to sufficiently address the criticism thrown at them. We need to consider how they are going to use our data. With the data in our social media, the companies were only able to predict our interests. But the metaverse is something completely different. With metaverse, companies can monitor all our behavior and literally they can copy our brains and thoughts. Now I think you can understand how the metaverse is going to be creepy. Also, a data breach in any of these companies means our whole data is going through the hands of some hacker who can do anything with it.
Third disadvantage is blockchains are energy intensive. Blockchains are very energy consuming, which will all eventually come from electricity. Each and every little action done in Metaverse will need energy. And to produce energy on such an enormous level, we need a really huge amount of electricity. To meet such demands of electricity is a very difficult task to achieve. If we use fossil fuels to produce such a high amount of electricity, it will create further problems of pollution and global warming. So we must rely on renewable source of energy for our metaverse. In addition to that, we will also need a huge amount of semiconductors for the chips and CPU of computers.
Moderation. Misinformation tends to spread really fast, especially when given the means to do so. It is already so hard to deal with fake and misinformation with social media and Web 2.0. The workforce and algorithms required to moderate something that massive and complex is an enormous challenge. To say the least, by the time any regulatory measures are taken, it's possible that misinformation, scams, theft, and violent content have already done significant damage. Considering that moderating text-based communications and video clips is already such a difficult task for many platforms, it's unclear what the plans are to moderate digital worlds where users will communicate primarily through real-time audio and VR avatars.
You have seen what is Metaverse, how it works, and what are its pros and cons. Some say that Metaverse is an inevitable technology and will actually bring people closer virtually, while some say it will make people distant in real lives. Technologies like AR are very useful in fields of architecture and design, but by combining these to make Metaverse will be useful or not can only be answered by time. I personally believe that if we can maintain a balance, it will be very useful for us in some aspects, but rest of the answers lie in the future. That's all for today's discussion. We tried to explain all the terms in a very simple language to make you understand the complex terms. Hope you like our discussion today. Please share your opinions with us too. Thank you. Have a nice day.
सो या जैसे वीडियो देखी हो, आई होप पसंद आई हो। मेटावर्स के बारे में हमने ट्राई किया था बताने का। एंड ये द अनाउंसमेंट इज, अब मैं घर पे नहीं हूँ। तो मैं कहाँ पर हूँ?
चल नाम करते हैं।